At the time of recording this video, it's the holiday season, and I haven't read a book in probably about 2 weeks. And for the first time, instead of beating myself up about it, I'm trying to understand why and what that says about learning, growth, and seasons of life. So I approach 2025 the same way I did last year. It's pursuing personal development, personal growth, but there's been times this year where I feel like I've done that well, and then there's been times where I feel like I've done a poor job of that. And this year, it's been a tough year. Like, a situation that happened with my truck, I thought it was a minor situation, and come to find out, I ended up having to get a whole new transmission for my truck. And it was financially, it was a pain in the butt. And then also the fact that, like, when you lose your vehicle and you don't have a backup, like, I had to borrow a vehicle from my dad for a few weeks until my truck could get out of the shop. And it was just a whole thing. And there's been a lot of things like that this year. And a lot of this is just part of being an adult. And I don't want to sit here. One of the things that I try to be so mindful of, and I see this a lot these days, is a lot of people play the victim card and, like, the world is just against me. And I try to be mindful of that. And I try to just be like, hey, life is going to happen, and you just hold on tight, because it's good. Life's going to take you for a ride. And I've told some folks that there's been some days and some weeks that I felt like I'm just like a leaf that's dangling on a branch, and it's like just one hard gust is gonna go by, and it's just gonna blow me away, it feels like. And I wanted to make this video because I know there's probably some people out there that are similar to me that experience that guilt of, like, neglecting your personal growth because you're putting other things, you're prioritizing other areas in your life. And the holiday season is, I've realized I have done so much in the month of December. And I honestly, it was probably even other months I think about, like, this has been the fastest year in a long time for me. It's like, I blinked and it was the end of 2025. I realized that I had an all or nothing mindset, whereas I've tried to incorporate into my life now more of a growth mindset. In order to be productive, there's a level of rest that you need to have in order for productivity to even occur. Without the rest, you don't get to be productive and disciplined and all of those things. So that's what I've tried to be mindful of this year. But then there's finding that balance of, like, doing the hard thing even whenever you don't want to do it. So I have this back and forth internal conflict between, should I be resting or should I be working hard? So the point of what I'm trying to say here is that if it's the holiday season, or if you're having a tough time in your life, you're just having a tough year, give yourself some grace, and just showing up and doing at least 2% is better than not doing it at all. Sometimes life is going to throw you curveballs. It might be the holiday season. You might have your truck break down, or you might get sick, or one of your kids might get sick, and then you're worried about them because you're not worried about yourself. And there's beauty in that, and give yourself some grace and also be realistic. For me, with changes that have happened in my life this year, I think that my expectations kind of exceeded what reality really was and was going to allow for. So for anyone that needs to hear this, like, if you only read 10 books this year, that's okay. That's probably 10 more books than you read last year. Or if you read 20 books last year and you only read 5 books this year, at least you read 5 books this year. A lot of people won't even read that. That's the whole reason why I created this channel this year. And so it was a huge win that I even started this channel. And for anyone that's having a hard year and feel like you're just not meeting your own internal expectations, I would just say to give yourself some grace, allow yourself time to rest, and spend time with your family if you're close with your family, or spend time with your friends, and get ready for 2026, because we're going to try to make this the best year that it can be. And we got, a whole nother year coming up of new opportunities and new things. So get ready for that, and keep learning, keep growing, keep going. And I'll see you in the next one.